Okay. Okay.
coming up. And last night, Jason McKay, as you know him as the Lady Wanderer, proposed last night to Jennifer Scott, our Lady of Saskatchewan. Lady Wanderer, Jason McKay, woo, to Jennifer.
Good job, Wyatt!
Right, we're ready to go here. Heat number 3, Conrad Paul. Barrel number 1, Norman Sinclair is barrel number 2.
This snowshoe.
And the horn goes, and there they go. Oh, barrel number 1 is down. Coming out. Conrad Paul and Norman Sinclair head-to-head at the first round. That's the first turn there, and there they go down the stretch. Norman Sinclair now, he is in the lead. Norman Sinclair at the backstretch taking the third turn. It's still Norman Sinclair in the red, Conrad Paul. And decent to know us way we would be square on it. You always got these was Norman Sinclair, bring him home, Batoche. Norman Sinclair, here he comes. Conrad Paul, right behind. There he is, Norman Sinclair. At the finish line, Conrad Paul. Heat number 3. Back with the running times. Heat 4 coming up. Brian Prosper, Bert Gamble, and Donovan and Gabe.
You already got it.
Norm Sinclair, there he is, 63.82 for Norman. So Conrad Paul, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, 66.95, a 5-second penalty gives him 71.95. Conrad Paul, 1 arrow per station. Here to reload. Heat number 4, Brian Prosper in barrel 3, Bert Gamble in barrel 1. Agotista, no, minum Diego. See what happens here.
And they said yes. Go.
And the horn goes, all right. See what happens here as they round the barrels. Arrow number 3. And Brian Prosper on the drive first. And then Bert Gamble. Mervyn Jr., the driver from Duck Lake. Brian Prosper. Mervyn Jr. is from One Arrow. Bert Gamble from Duck Lake. Brian Prosper, One Arrow First Nation. In black, he's in the lead. And look at that, Bert Gamble. That's Mervyn Jr. Mervyn Jr. Bert Gamble. The fourth and final turn, Brian Prosper in the lead, and here he comes now. Down the stretch he comes. From One Arrow, Brian Prosper. Bring him home there, Batoche. Right to the finish line. Here he comes, Brian Prosper. Gamble, driven by Mervyn Jr. Running times coming up. All right, and there's Bertie Campbell's outfit, Mervyn Jr. from Duck Lake. A time of 71.90. 71.90. Mervyn Jr., the driver for Bert Campbell. There's Brian Prosper in the black. His running time, 70 flat. 70 flat. Brian Prosper. Heat number 5, Hannah DeRoche, Ron Sanderson, and Adam Sanderson. I'll have 3 riders there. Hannah DeRoche is the one that's helping me up here. And her horse is running here this afternoon. And Robin Paul is the driver. City of Brothers Entertainment out of Lloydminster, the sponsors. City of Brothers Enterprises out of Lloydminster. They'll come out of barrel number 3. Ron Sanderson will be in barrel number 1, and Adam Sanderson barrel number 2. Sponsored by Dr. Sylvain. Getting ready here to load. And away they go. Around the barrel. Go. Hannah DeRoche, Ron Sanderson, Adam Sanderson at the back stretch. And it's Ron Sanderson and Hannah DeRoche's outfit with you. Then come beginning on and say you Ron Sanderson, we stay with that. So she did with Jason, I'm up in the 3rd corner. And how it looks here, it looks like Hannah DeRoche's outfit and Ron Sanderson. Yeah, it's Ron Sanderson now at the 4th corner. Here they come down the stretch, Ron Sanderson. Adam Sanderson. Ever know about this? Ron Sanderson. When he got right at the finish line. Adam Sanderson is sponsored by Dr. Sylvain. Hannah DeRoche, my helper here this afternoon. Cynthia Brothers Entertainment out of Lloydminster, running in 3rd. Running times will come up now for Heat 5. Heat number 6 will have Gordon Van Dale, Ryan Galloway, and Mitchell Burns. They go around the barrels. Barrel number 3 is going down one more shot. Yeah, with the really going to be inside you, Gordon Van Dale of Amsis. There he goes, taking the first turn in the lead, followed by Total Truck Training, Ryan Galloway, but the addition of Noah Swill, followed by James Smith, Green Nation, Mitchell Burns, running in 3rd. Oh, in the 3rd corner is still Gordon Van Dale of Amsis, sponsor is Amsis, Gordon Van Dale. Now in the 4th corner, Gordon Van Dale and Ryan Galloway. Here they come now. Down the stretch, bring him home there. Batoche, BG week the head, Mama Famuta. We now never hit to a Gordon Van Dale. Galloway and the Burns. Running in 3rd, running times coming up. And in heat number 7, Bradley Ravelin, Tanner Hopper, Fabian Paul, you're next in heat 7. Heat 6, running times coming up.
Okay, and that we have the number there. Okay.
Okay.
Right, running times here. Nick Burns, 66.84 with a 5-second penalty, gives an 81.84. Ryan Galloway, 65.51. Back over there at Dale. Well, we got the people that would say you. So, Gordon Van Dale, 65.21. 5-second penalty. Knocking the barrel down gives him 70.21. Gordon Van Dale. There's Van Dale there. Wasta higil. So heat 7, Bradley Revelin will be in barrel number 3. Tanner Hoffert in barrel number 1. In barrel 2 will be Fabian Paul. Heat 7, Juan Mewa. Heat number 7 getting loaded here. Here's the horn and they're off. Arrow number 1. Oh, barrel 3, look at that. He's not getting and there they go. In the lead is Bradley Revelin. At the back is Fabian Paul. Running in third, Tanner Halford running in second. Bradley Revelin. I'll say at the back stretch, he would be a decent under a swell. Fabian Paul running in third, Tanner Halford. Already Bradley Revelin, he would be at the third corner. He's way up front. In the lead, Tanner Halford. In the white, running in second. Already now, down the stretch, Bradley Revelin. Keep we stumweg. It's all about time, it's been over. Keep we stumweg. Bradley Revelin. Bring him home, and Tanner Halford running in. as we speak for whoever is 60 plus, 60 years old. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so I
All right, ready to load up here. Heat number 8. Brian Britton, Thomas Racing, Joe Rabinski. And the horn goes, and there they go around the barrels. Who's going to be first? And it is Joe Rabinski. Danville Riverview Golf Course, the sponsors, Joe Rabinski in the red. Billy Bahama, really good start, but Thomas Racing, arrow number 1, go down, you can keep wipes, come up with some and there they go. At the third turn, and Gotisa saying it's Joe Rabinski. Rabinski, and then it's Thomas Racing. Running in second, Brian Britton. He's in the block, and he's running third right now. But down the stretch, it's looking a little bit different here. Let's see what happens. Joe Rabinski, getting a barrel, knocking it down, 69.87. Thomas Racing, 65.61. Plus 10-second penalty gives him 75.61. was Hector Gamble. Why, we so spoken out if he was cheating. He went to it for something smells over here, but we ought to wait. He's a Skahegi tick usually for the horses or that fire of some sort. Or the fox into it. All right, we're ready here. All right, the horn goes, and there they go now. Behind it. Red Valentine, you're gonna need DJF Farm and Transport. At the first turn, Hector Gamble in the red. E&M Septic. We're not gonna hit the work. Look at that. Red Valentine is in the black. DJF Farm and Transport. Now taking the third turn. Red Valentine. Red Valentine in the lead. Now to the fourth corner. Hector Gamble is in the red. E&M Septic as sponsors. Now down the stretch. Red Valentine. It must have been Hector Gamble. Deeply somewhere fall right to the finish line. Who is it going to be? Hector Gamble. E&M Septic and then Red Valentine. DJF Farm and Transport. All right, so heat number 8, that's coming up. Ready to load here. Brian Britton, Thomas Racing, and Joe Rybinski. The yellow tarp right there is Joe Rybinski. He'll be in barrel number 3.
Get up there!
And in the red is Thomas Racing. Or Thomas? There must have been a mistake here. Thomas Racing. Alright, looks like we have to reset once again. Takes a little while sometimes to reset, to reload. A little bit too hot. They have a mind of their own. Stuck to what we saw. Musik tao, kagisitik. So we'd like to thank our sponsors once again. Fire Creek Gas Bar, Black Hawk Travel Center, Norris Gamble Farms, Fishing Lake Meaty Settlement Oil Hall, One Arrow Gas and Groceries, and Sastel. Thank you. All right, once again, a reset. Heat number 8. And the horn goes and they're off. Thomas Racing wide, followed by Thomas Racing. And look at Joe Rabinski. Half a length, side by side with Thomas Racing. Brian Britton in a white, in the lead, in the far corner now at the fourth and final turn. It's still Brian Britton in the lead. Thomas Racing, Joe Rabinski, side by side as they come down the stretch. Bring him home once again, Batoche. There he is, Brian Britton. And there's Thomas Racing and Joe Rabinski. And it is Joe Rabinski. And then Thomas Racing. Thomas Racing right there, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Rabinski there coming in. And Brian Britton way at the back there. Heat number 9, we will have 2. One on barrel 1 and also on barrel number 3. Brett Valentine and Hector Gamble will battle it out. Heat number 9, that's coming up. Running times are next. All right, so here's our running times. 63.01 to Brian Britton. Joe Rabinski, 67.04. And Thomas Racing, 67.54. A 2-second penalty rather, will give him a 69.54. He got 2 minutes in the 8th on that's usually in hockey. All right, ready to load here. Heat number 9, Brett Valentine and Hector Gamble. The horn goes and they're off. Hector Gamble is in barrel number 3. Brett Valentine, barrel 1 as he comes out, taking the inside rail in the first turn. Brett Valentine, Hector Gamble running in second by half a length. Taking the first corner towards the back stretch. This one's going to be a close one. Brett Valentine, Hector Gamble at the back stretch. It's still Brett Valentine in the lead. Hector Gamble about half a length. At the third corner, Brett Valentine. At the Hector Gamble at the Brett Valentine. Hector Gamble, but Brett Valentine, Brett Valentine, Hector Gamble.
Okay.
Our running times, Brett Valentine, DJF Farm and Transport, a time of 71.86. Brett Valentine, there he is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Heat number 10 will be Garth Sanderson, George Sanderson, and Clayton Mendez. That'll be the last heat. And here is Hector Gamble, E&M Septic. His running time, 71.66. Hector Gamble.
Oh, yeah?
And once again, we'd like to thank the sponsors, Fire Creek Gas Bar, Black Hawk Travel Center, Norris Gamble Farms, Fishing Lake Métis Settlement Oil Hauling, One Arrow Gas and Grocery Store, and Chief Dwayne Antoine from Poundmaker First Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sponsors. Heat 10, that's coming up. Garth Sanderson will be in barrel number 3. Barrel number 1 will be George Sanderson. And barrel number 2, Clayton Mendez. Heat 10. And that's the last heat for the Northwest Saskatchewan Pony Chuckwagon and Chariot Association. Thank you. Into a walk. 6:30. 6:30 will be the time for the CPCA Chuckwagon. 6:30 tonight. And tomorrow, they'll start at 2 p.m. That's the CPCA Chuckwagons. All right, here's Heat 10 coming up here. They're getting ready to load up. Yes, tomorrow is 2 p.m. Sunday's Championship CPCA. And the horn goes, and there we go. This is the last heat, heat number 10. And look at barrel number 1. Garth Sanderson, but George Sanderson, they got Clayton Mendez in the red, look at that, at the back stretch, Clayton Mendez, we got George Sanderson, side by side, Mitsui stay with the Garth and George. At the third corner, it's still Clayton Mendez in the red. He's still in the lead. Taking the fourth and final turn. Clayton Mendez, George Sanderson, and Garth. Sanderson goes. Here they come now, right here, right to the finish line. Clayton Mendez. That's the last heat, heat number 10. Running times coming up, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, this afternoon, 6:30, CPCA Chuckwagons.
Back if you put off an hour.